Okay, it's the following morning and Tex has stopped again, so we'll see if it's Ines this time and not any other rude boys. Several days, sorry, not the following morning, several days after our arrival in Cainabel. Cyrus, how dare you call me out? Following some lengthy negotiations, we were finally granted the opportunity to see the standard equipment used by the soldiers here. Oh man, you guys are gonna have a great time doing that. I was really hoping to sit in on their training drills, though. We had been told those were confidential, so unfortunately that wasn't an option. You know, that does kind of make sense. They naturally weren't willing to reveal all their secrets to strangers from a country they weren't even allied with. When I looked at it from that perspective, I was grateful we were even being shown this much.
Apparently, this chainmail is meant to be worn beneath the clothes.
It looks so heavy.
It certainly isn't light. Try picking it up.
It's even heavier than I thought. I don't think I could even walk in this. It would just get in the way during a fight.
That all depends on your experience. You'd likely get used to it if you had to wear it every day.
I suppose.
Would you like to try it on?
You're joking, right? It would crush me before I could get used to it. Why don't you give it a try, Sir Ines?
I am curious, but if I tried putting it on, I'm afraid there's a chance...
A chance of what? Yeah, I feel like he doesn't care about that. But also, why would you worry about there being an attack? But I feel like this is not... That's totally not it, so... I don't know, I'm gonna go Ines logic, I guess. Yep, there it is. Please enlighten me, sir. Are you afraid we'll be attacked?
Security is very tight here, but in the event that something did happen, I would hate to be caught in a position where I couldn't operate as effectively as possible. Hearing the guards shouting to each other day after day makes me anxious. It's probably just routine training, but still.
Okay, I understand now. He was right. Tensions at the palace were running higher than I had expected.
I fight better when I'm unencumbered. And in my standard uniform, if possible. It's not that these clothes are uncomfortable, but they do make it difficult to move freely.
I doubt these outfits were intended for sword fighting. They would only get in the way during battle. Even so, I think it looks good on you.
You do?
Yes. To be honest, I found it very awkward at first. I wasn't used to seeing you outside of your uniform. But it's refreshing to see you in something different. What do you typically wear when you're not on duty?
I'm not very particular about fashion, so I'm not sure how to answer that. Certainly nothing so flashy as this. This is hardly suitable attire for a dairy farm. I can just picture the cows pulling on the fabric.
The cows. That's such a cute image.
It would be a nightmare for me. Those animals have no concept of restraint. They would pull me to the ground in no time. Iron helmets, circular shields, chainmail. I'd like to see their weaponry too, but it seems like that's out of the question.
Right. They said no arms.
Too bad. I've always wanted to try using a curved sword.
Curved swords! Have you heard they have curved swords? I wonder if anyone will get that reference. I do wonder why they tend to be curved here. They're just blades like any other. I think straight swords are easier to handle personally.
That also just depends on one's experience. They probably find our swords more difficult to handle. There must be some advantage. But without trying one myself, I can't say what it is. Socks probably wouldn't have any problem figuring it out.
Does Sir Saxon know a lot about weaponry?
I'm the stronger between us, but he has better technique. Sometimes knowledge can prevail where sheer effort fails.
I'm starting to wish we had brought him along after all. He couldn't have refused if we explained it was for the good of the Heights.
I'm not so sure about that. He may have softened in recent years, but he's still quite stubborn. The knowledge we're gaining here could be quite useful for protecting our party, if only I had an opportunity to implement it. Saint Yune seems intent on staying inside the palace, and Eltcreed... I'm honestly not privy to his activities, but he's always running off doing his own thing. It's not as if I'm looking for trouble. I'm just a bit frustrated that we aren't able to fulfill our purpose on this expedition. I really wish I could have gone with the advance party. Ulrik and Adage are both civilians, and Finn is probably struggling on his own.
I've heard Ulrik knows how to handle firearms, though. Oh my goodness, my tongue just got stuck to the roof of my mouth and would not move. Let's try that again. Him. I've heard Ulrik knows how to handle firearms, though. At any rate, I'm not worried. Finn is an outstanding officer. Isn't that why you sent him alone? Because you're so confident in his abilities?
I suppose that's part of it. I know that I can count on him in any situation. You have absolute faith in him too, don't you?
Yes, we did used to be partners, after all. You had one too, right? Can you tell me about them?
I did. He was a good man.
Was?
He had a strong sense of justice. He pursued the truth relentlessly. Until he died.
Oh. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
It's fine. It's nice to remember him after all this time. But also difficult. My memories have been gradually fading over the years. I've already forgotten the sound of his voice, and my image of him has become hazy. This locket is the only thing I have to remember him by. I'm so heartless.
If you were really heartless, you wouldn't think of him at all. You certainly wouldn't walk around with a keepsake of his. You're a kind person, Sir Ines.
Forgive me. It wasn't my intent, but all I've done is draw out sympathy from you. Forget we had this discussion. Why don't we go somewhere after we return this equipment? I need to stretch my legs.
What if we trained in the courtyard? We'd be allowed to practice with our swords there.
Training. That's just like you. Yes, I'd be happy to oblige.
Nice. I'm glad we got that little bit of backstory. I forgot that he had his whole thing he was trying to do to get back to the Heights by being the most exemplary officer in the Hounds and stuff, and that brought some of that backstory back to me.
Spending time with Cyrus reminds me of the things I used to have. Youth, passion, innocence, and sometimes awkwardness. But that goes hand in hand with youth. Sophistication comes with experience. What sort of officer will she eventually become? I can't wait to see.
Alright. Just a short little point of view from Ines. Thinking Ines' thoughts as he does. Alright. Probably going to skip ahead for a little bit here, guys, so I'll bring you in when something happens. Oh, okay. Apparently, we are going to reunite with the advance group. And Ines has something to say, and it kind of makes sense. We're probably going to get a focus on him and Adage again, but from Ines' perspective. So let's see what happens with that.
Of course, we should regroup with them as soon as possible. It's difficult to be on the same page when we're separated like this. I hope Adage is doing well.
I imagine he's just fine. Why? Are you concerned?
He can be something of a picky eater. I worry he might have lost weight if this country's food doesn't agree with him.
Oh, Ines, you take such good care of him.
You're just like a father to him. The man lives by himself. He needs to have at least one person looking out for him. I'm certain he would hate to hear me say that, though.
I can just picture him with a sour look on his face.
Yes, so can I.
I love that. Good looking out. Alright, let's see if when we actually go, do the two of them have... Yep, they do.
I've already been hearing your voices over the last few days, so this hardly feels special.
What? You have?
Yes, primarily Cyrus and Ines. In the courtyard. Wait, is that right? There was a wall separating us, so I suppose you could have been somewhere else. Anyway, I was loitering around the courtyard when I heard something that sounded like heavy breathing.
Adage. You heard heavy breathing?
I said something like heavy breathing. Don't just pick and choose the parts you like. Anyway, my curiosity got the better of me, so I devised a plan that I thought might let me catch a glimpse of something steamy.
Adage. Behave! You did not! You did not! Why? Continue.
What are you talking about? Stop interrupting and let me finish. Long story short, it didn't work out. I never was any good at physical activity. But it was mostly the soldiers standing guard who made it impossible for me to see anything. So instead, I strained my ears and focused all my attention on listening. And what I heard was sword practice. I can't tell you how disappointed I am in you two. Oh, it shouldn't have been that hard to figure out it was sword practice. Shouldn't it? I don't know the first thing about swords, and I happen to have a very powerful imagination. I want my innocence back.
You and me both, sir. You and me both. How did you not hear the ting-ting-ting? And your first thought was like, yo, they getting it on like Donkey Kong over the wall. Sir.
Whatever you were thinking was hardly innocent.
Uh-oh. King Jereme looks so confused. I can imagine him just being bewildered at this, like, what am I even listening to? These strange foreigners. Sir Ines, Adage, perhaps you can give the banter a rest.
Of course. My apologies.
Delightful. Yeah, I'm with you, Jevite. It was enjoyable while it lasted. Alright, I'm going back to Skip Town. I'll see you guys soon. Oh, apparently Adage and Ines would like to say goodbye to each other, so we'll let them, I guess. But we were finally all back together.
There's not much we can do as bystanders. We'll see each other again before long. Are we returning home once we regroup? Maybe I should spend the time collecting medicinal herbs. I'm impressed by your work ethic. Don't be. It's curiosity more than anything else.
Thanks for interrupting, Adage. Leaving Adage and the others behind, we made our way down the hall to the common area. Maybe it was the guards at our side, or maybe everyone was having trouble processing the situation, but no one said another word. Is that that? What? Why did it stop here? Why not here? What's happening? My brain hurts with this game. It keeps adding things and then stopping at weird places. You know what? Fine, we're just gonna go here. Let's begin with whatever this is. Ulrik! Ugh, out. I can't believe it. Running into you like this has to be more than mere coincidence. It's fate. How wonderful.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! And if you must talk, lower your voice! Do you want someone to see us?
Okay.
Don't whisper! And don't act so calm! Be more surprised!
That's an awful lot of orders. Then again, it's just like you, Ulrik.
What are you talking about, you idiot? Never mind. Why are you stalking me?
Oh, am I that obvious?
Huh. Considering the odds of accidentally bumping into me here, I'd say it's way more likely that you planned this. Then again, it would be pretty idiotic to just wait around hoping I show up.
Oh, but I knew you would be here. Isn't that the very same suite you were enjoying in the camel stables the other day?
Basbousa.
You seemed so fond of it, and based on the amount you had, I calculated you would be back to buy more today.
You got all that just from spying on me. That's really unsettling.
I was just taking a page out of your book, Information Broker. Now that I see you up close...
What is it?
Did you get shorter while we were apart?
And here I thought you couldn't surprise me anymore. No, I didn't get shorter. You probably just got fatter.
Why would you say...
Wait, did you really? I was just making stuff up.
I mean, it's hardly anything. What are 3 little kilograms?
What is going on with you two?
3 kilograms? If cookies are 9 grams each, that's 333 cookies. Or, more accurately, 333.33333333333333.
Stop, I'm begging you! There's gentle teasing, and then there's pure cruelty. Have you no sense of decency?
Huh. Consider it payback for how you're always torturing me.
My job keeps me so busy, I don't have time to exercise. This extra fat is essentially a badge of honor.
It's so depressing watching you rationalize with yourself. Here, have some basbousa. That should cheer you up.
Thank you very much. Ha! Did you really think I would fall for that? What are you trying to do? Make me even fatter? Sickening.
I wasn't trying to do anything. Whatever, it just means more for me.
No, I'll take it. I make it a point never to refuse a gift. Oh, I just had a great idea.
This can't be good. Well, I'll see you around.
What? He just, like, stops him.
You can't escape that easily. As punishment for wounding my soft and fragile marshmallow heart, I demand you go for a walk with me.
Oh, come on!
Come on, nothing. Anywhere open with lots of people will do. That way no one can listen in on our conversation.
Yeah, alright. So that's why you ambushed me here, huh? That's so like you. If that's all you wanted, you should have just said something. I'd been wondering about the situation with you guys, and it's not like I have to worry about being tactful with you.
When have you ever been tactful?
Shut up, Mr. 3 kilograms! Let's go already.
What sort of nickname is that? Ugh! You wound me! Ulrik!
I feel like the writers of this game really love Eltcreed and Ulrik, and I can't blame them, honestly, because their banter is amazing. Just absolutely, mwah, chef's kiss. Oh, just absolutely incredible. Alright, are we good for... Okay, great. We got to a choice while I was giggling over Elt and Ulrik's banter. Delightful. Okay, so that was like an obvious Eltcreed. Fogbridge is very literal, but I also know, like, I feel like that would be a good Ines thing, if not for the fact that I know that Saint Yune doesn't like naming things after himself. He really hates it. Ines is very devout, though. Very devout to Yune. So... Devout? Devout? Devoted? One of those words. He's one of those words to Yune. So, Ironically, I kind of think this is probably the Ines one, even though this is also very literal. It could be either. But I feel like this is an anti-Yune choice. So let's see if I'm right. Yep. Okay, great. Love that for me. Wouldn't it be better to name it after Saint Yune instead of Eltcreed? For example, what about Saint Yune's Holy Land?
Not bad. Personally, I prefer that idea. I don't have what it takes to shoulder the responsibility for 2 countries.
Hey now, Saint Yune's Holy Land. That's not bad, especially since everyone already loves and worships him. However, even though I'm the one who brought it up, I say we revisit the matter of the name at a later date. Whether it's temporary or not, we should still consult with the advance party.
Okay, is that that? That's that. Okay. Cool beans. Yes, I hope we're able to regroup soon.
Me too. With King Jevite dethroned, I'm concerned about the situation with the advance party. I hope everything is alright.
I wonder how Adage is doing.
It's hard to say. He's the perfect example of the physician who needs to heal himself.
You're not wrong about that.
I think he should be fine under the circumstances, though. Mentally, he's
He's straw?
Then again, maybe not. I heard a story about him when I was with the hounds. Apparently, he saw a cockroach in his room one time and went completely catatonic. He didn't eat or drink or sleep for an entire day.
Can't blame him, honestly. Because of a cockroach? That seems a bit excessive. I don't want to hear it, Miss Lizard. Let me just remind you about how you were with lizards in Adage's route, okay?
At any rate, we're stuck here as long as our advance party is being held hostage. I'm not about to leave without them, so all we can do now is wait. Let's make ourselves comfortable for the time being, but be prepared to leave at any time.
Aye aye, Cap'n. Okay, are we... We might be skipping ahead for a bit. I'll bring you guys in a little while, probably. Oh, actually, right now. There is no skipping. We're just gonna continue from here. Interesting. Rumors spread like wildfire. Even though no official announcement had been made, the names of the 2 kings were on the lips of everyone in the city. But at the end of the day, rumors are just that. They grow and take on lives of their own. Removed from the truth, bubbling up in stagnation before disappearing like foam. So let's hang out with our boy, after all that. They sell those sweets that Saint Yune likes here. What's on your mind, Sir Ines?
I'm sorry. I just found myself fascinated.
Fascinated? I squinted my eyes to try to make out what he was looking at. By that cow?
Yes. The cattle in this country are so muscular, and they have such large horns. They're completely different from the ones we have in the Heights.
All I can tell is that they're a different color. Yeah, I mean... He was a dairy farmer, so it kind of makes sense that he's like, yo, the cows here are something interesting. Nice. You know an awful lot about them.
It's from working at my parents' house. Pasture grazing isn't permitted in the Heights, so you never see cattle on the side of the road there. But there are animals everywhere you look in this country, and I find myself consistently distracted by them. It's becoming an issue.
I think it's great that you can tell the difference. Cows all look the same to me.
Interesting. Then again, I don't know as much about swords as you.
Wait. Really?
Haven't I told you that before?
No, this is the first time. I thought you knew a lot about them.
Only in my capacity as a police officer. But I don't have the same dedicated passion you do. Anything is fine with me, as long as it feels comfortable in my hand and is easy to use.
Anything, huh? That just means you're skilled.
Doesn't it mean the opposite? I think you tend to overestimate my abilities.
Well, I think my perception of you is just right. You're a man of character, after all.
Huh, maybe. It's rare to have a subordinate who looks up to me the way you do. I'll have to be sure not to disappoint. Is that a boy herding those cattle? The children in this country have jobs just like adults.
According to my research, they don't have schools here. It seems like they pick up reading and writing naturally as part of their daily lives. I have heard that the rich and elite hire private tutors for their children, though.
It's hard to imagine a civilization this advanced without compulsory education. Then again, what's the point of having schools if you don't even go? I was absent half the time growing up.
Really? That much?
My family was poor. I had to help support the business. I hope my own children don't have to go through that same hardship. But as long as I'm single, I suppose I don't have to worry about children.
How come you aren't married, Sir Ines?
You're not married either, are you?
Damn, Uno reversed her. True. I suppose it's not a fair question.
Don't worry about it. It's probably because of my age. People tell me all the time they just assume I'm married. It's not that I'm committed to staying single. Maybe it has something to do with being born in the Heights. I always assumed I would marry whoever was chosen for me. Naturally, the temple had selected a partner, but when I was assigned to the hounds, that arrangement was annulled. I remember she was a pleasant young woman.
Pleasant? It's hard to imagine Sir Ines talking about a woman like that. Do you know what happened to her?
No, I never saw her after the annulment.
Do you ever think about visiting her?
Not really. Why are you so interested in this?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just surprising that you had a woman in your past.
It's not as though we had some sort of love affair. She was just the partner chosen for me by the government. It was obviously a bad law since it was repealed. I think it all worked out for me in the end. I've accepted that things have changed, but my values haven't caught up yet. The old system is still ingrained in me. I can't help but want to get married.
Eltcreed mentioned something similar the other day. He said that the people in the Heights are still bound by tradition, and that arranged marriages are so entrenched in the culture that the overall marriage rate has hardly changed at all. To be honest, I don't have a positive view of marriage. There are so many other things I'd rather do. I'm grateful my parents have given me so much love, and I can tell they're really happy together. But I just can't picture it working out the same for me. Not now, when I'm satisfied with my life. I do wish I had someone who understood me, though.
Yes. You might change your tune if you found someone you liked. You never know when it might happen. Life is unpredictable like that.
Yeah, tell me about it. Someone I like, huh? It wasn't hard to put two and two together. I was surprised to learn Sir Ines had been engaged once, and even more so when he made that comment about finding someone I liked. I've known him since I was a child. In a way, I've idolized him. But at the same time, Sir Ines is still a man. Yo, she thinking about it. Yo, Ines, she thinking about it. Boy, what you gotta say about all of that?
If I hadn't been assigned to the hounds, I probably would have married that woman. Not probably. Of course I would have. That goes without saying. The temple's policies could be annoying at times, but they were also convenient. As long as you went along with them and didn't cause any trouble, you were guaranteed peace and stability. The fact that they had gone unchallenged for 400 years was proof that they worked. Even those who weren't fully satisfied still accepted them. With new freedom comes new responsibilities. Some were concerned about the declining birth rates. It's hard for me to say whether it was the right call. There certainly are benefits to the changes. Now that I get to choose my own partner, I should take advantage of it.
Yes, you should. You should get on that.
Not everyone has to walk the same path. It's important that each person be free to make their own decisions. That's what freedom is. And all people should have it.